Welcome to Mapungubwe. Good morning, folks. We managed to get to the Mazhou camp late afternoon. We set up tent and we just spent a quiet night in the dark and silence of the bush. It was quite the experience. We've come out for an early morning game drive and just look what we found. A massive herd of elephants. We've been sitting here with them for the last 20 minutes or so. It is absolutely spectacular. Magic is not even explaining it. Just look at them. They all want to be in the shot.
She's not happy.
Shall I? We've got one that's looking at us. We want to just be ready in case she decides that she wants to chase us. Okay, she's walking off.
Here comes baby.
What an experience.
He's not sure about us.
It's so different to the Kruger. It's more relaxed. There's this one elephant with this massively huge tusk. I haven't seen much of that before. It really is amazing sitting right in between them here with no other cars or any other people around other than me and Bev. Alright, let's go and look. There's a few up there. We're going to go a little bit further. Let's see if we can see them. Still using it. But this looks odd.
It's like a bunch of rejects.
Mapungubwe recently had a lot of rain, so there's a lot of water coming from the Limpopo, and we're at this one section here where there's like a dam that's overflown or something. All the trees are underwater. There's these water lilies growing in the water, but a massive bunch. The ducks and the geese are having an absolute field day in the water here. Blacksmith plovers. Man, stunning little spot, especially with all this water that's here. after the beautiful morning drive we had, seeing all those elephants and all the small things that we saw was absolutely amazing. We did get lost a bit and went down roads I think we shouldn't have, but we managed to get back to camp, and now we have an old-fashioned fry up outside. We're having bacon and egg, little sandwiches or rolls for breakfast this morning. You can smell the bacon, it's smelling delicious. And if you can't tell by the fact that I'm sweating, it is damn hot here. It's 11 o'clock and it's about 32 degrees already. This is our bacon and egg roll. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Let's give this outdoor cooking a try. 10 times better that you can get in any 5-star restaurant. Having the hornbills going, all the other birds screaming and going and chirping and tweeting. Having birds just walking around. Just listen. Stunning. It's a pity there's no aircon. Beautiful. How stunning is this drive? We're taking a drive to the treetop section and the Confluence. There's a couple of baobabs again up in front. The roads aren't the best, but it's absolutely beautiful out here. You can't go to the treetop thing. So when you're here at the Confluence, there's a nice walkway to take with a couple of different viewing decks to see the view. And I must tell you, it seems to be spectacular. How is this for a view? Wow, 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 wow. Words can't describe this. This is spectacular. We've got a storm rolling in from their side, so it's probably a bit windy here at the moment, so you're going to hear lots of wind. Just keeps going. In the distance there you can see some animals grazing. And if you see the flag over there, that is the confluence point. So if you look, there's a flag somewhere over there. That's the actual confluence point. So you've got Zimbabwe that side. This is the Sweshwe River. On the other side of the Sweshwe River, you've got Botswana, and then you've got South Africa. And this is the Limpopo going this way. Really stunning up here. Elephant down there. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Mapungubwe have definitely produced. Absolutely stunning. But this wind's getting a bit hectic. I'm sure you can hardly hear me. So we're gonna get back to the little center there, see if we can get a cold drink before we head our way back to the campsite. Bathrooms for you to use here if you're on your drive. Let's see the condition. Nice. Okay folks, that rain is starting, so we're gonna make our way back to reception, and from a reception back to our campsite at Mazhou. So let's hope that we don't get in too much of a rainstorm, but come join us for this short little drive.
Well, I say a quick drive, but Mapungubwe is actually divided into two sections, and we're camping at Mazhou, which is on the western side of the park, which is completely opposite to where we are right now. From here, we've got to go out the main gate, and then there's a 40-kilometer road all the way back to Mazhou. That includes a 28-kilometer very corrugated road. But we're still sort of in the park, and there's still lots to see. We even have elephants crossing the road. Let's get back to camp before this rain really starts coming.
Fucking charge of the night brigade.
What's happened on the inside, I can't. Well folks, we have made it back to Mazhou camp in the rain. We are now having our braai. We are doing some pork chops and potatoes in the braai and some salad. That's what we're having for tonight. But the rain is coming and going. It's not hard rain, it's just fine rain at the moment, but we want to get this braai done before the rain does settle in. Last night we had the most amazing sky with stars, and tonight we can't see a thing because of all the clouds, obviously. And if anything else happens, we'll show you that, but otherwise we'll see you in the morning. Cheers. Well, an early wet good morning to you from the Mazhou camp. As you saw, it started raining yesterday, and it really hasn't stopped throughout the night. It was coming and going, a little soft rain. So we woke up quite late this morning, actually, and at about 8 o'clock. So now it's time for breakfast. We're just having yogurt and muesli, and then we are off to go and get some fuel so we can drive around in the park some more. Now there's no fuel close by. The closest fuel is 70 kilometers away, which is about an hour's drive. So that's why we're having breakfast, and we're gonna hit the road, get some fuel, and then see what else there is to see around here. Cheers. Just sitting here having our breakfast, enjoying the early morning camp life. We've got glossy starlings eating stuff off the floor here. We've got a little eekhoorntjie in and around my car. got a hornbill on my car window. We've got a woodpecker behind me over here making a hole. We've got a barbet sitting up in the tree here. So yes, what a beautiful morning to sit and enjoy the camp life before we go. Frankie, or Plum Cassidy by the looks of it. Well folks, so part of the fun of adventuring is sometimes you have a bit of issues, and we seem to have either picked up something in the wheel or something wrong with the bucky's wheel. It's making a bad noise sometimes and then disappears and the noise is back. So we now at All Days and we found a tire repair shop here, and we're gonna get the guys to take the tire off us or the rim off us and see if we can maybe see if something hasn't gone into the brake hub. So yes, fun and adventure doesn't always mean fun and adventure, but it's not going to be quick because there's a bucky there that's on the lift that needs to be fixed first, and only when that is done they can do us. So yes, fun and adventure is not always fun and adventure, but we still are having an adventure, so we'll show you how that goes. We'll keep you up to date with our problems. Yeah, that was the noise that I was hearing together with the other noise of grinding. So. Well folks, we are back on the road again. We did a bush mechanic repair there, just like we always used to say, blowdraad in the tongue. And rachtig, there they go and fix it with a blowdraad in the tongue. Just a little clippy that has gone missing, blowdraad in the tongue. We're about a kilometer out of town already and I'm not hearing the noise anymore. So now the adventure can continue back to Mazhou. Hello Baba. Oh fuck.
What?
Flat tire.
No, you're kidding me. Front or back? Back. The one we've just fixed.
Yeah. Hallo. Jong, ek het nou net agtergekom, hy's pap ons hier gestop om sein te kry, toe ek wil wegtrek, ek nou weggaan nou. En ons kom nou net van All Days. Well folks, we are now properly adventurizing. We drove up the main road to try and get some signal because there's no signal, and we stopped next to the road. I want to drive off and I hear something's wrong. Flat tire on a gravel road in between the game reserve here. So I didn't film any of it, so probably nobody's gonna believe me, but I do have a witness, which is the guy who stopped to help me. I'm going back to camp now and I will come and talk to you because I still don't have your name. Forgot to take your name through all of this Demokar story, but thank you very much for stopping and helping with the puncture kit. That was definitely not on the cards for today. Same tire as where we just had the thing fixed. Anyway guys, we are heading back to camp now and I'll speak to you when we get there. Ciao.
It certainly has been quite an eventful day.
Now what a story that was. Driving to all days to get some fuel and to sort out the noise that we had in the car, and then the bush mechanic fixes it with a piece of blowdraad and a tongue. And then having to get signal to try and do some stuff, and then luckily standing next to the road, realizing, oh hell, I've got a flat tire, not driving, messing the tire up at least. The guy that's camped here at the same camp to us managed to, well, happened to be driving past. He stopped, asked if he can help. Luckily he had all the knowledge and all the tools, so he actually helped me just to jack up the bakkie. We took the tire off and we put a plug into it. Didn't quite work, put another plug in, and it seems to be okay. So we've got the bakkie here now. We'll leave it here tonight and see about tomorrow morning if the tire's gone flat or anything. But we managed to get back into camp just in time before the big rain set in. It's raining out there. So we've made a bit of plans here in terms of our tent. I haven't shown you our new setup or our setup yet, but basically I've made extra lines. Basically I've made some extra lines to hang some stuff up, and we've actually got our own portaloo that we have brought along, and I'm making new adjustments with that. But yes, we have made it back here in time for the rain. Now we are sitting thinking what we are going to have for supper or for lunch. But for now we're just enjoying the pitter patter of rain on the gazebo. At least we are dry inside the tent for now. Beautiful. What were we thinking coming camping in Mapungubwe with our Pick and Pay gazebo and our checkers tent? It's raining. We had a day from hell with the car and the road that we've traveled and everything. And now we thought, okay, it's time for supper. And I thought, oh, it's raining, can't really braai, so I'm going to make pap and we're going to fry some worsies on the gas. We were raided by the monkeys yesterday, and we didn't realize they actually stole the pap as well, so there's no pap tonight. So we're just going to have worsies and whatever leftover salad we had from our previous nights. Still going to be delicious. But yes, don't come to Mapungubwe unprepared. Things like spades when you change tires, who knew you're going to need that? Anyway, we are safe and we are sort of fairly dry. We've had to make a plan over the tent. I'll show you tomorrow, because we thought when we got back, hey, we're just going to have a bit of a lie down. And then the tent started leaking from all the rain. We've never had a problem, and all of a sudden now the tent starts leaking. So I made a bit of a plan here with the tent story. But anyway, I'm going to try and see what we can do for supper now, and then we're going to take the rest of the night easy, I hope. No more disasters. Anyway, if anything happens, we'll show you that, but let's go. Well folks, it's nice and cozy under the gazebo here, and we are ready for supper. We're having those worsies and the salad and everything else. It's going to be delicious after this day we've had today. Manna from heaven. And then of course, it's time to crack a cold one, to enjoy the bush vibes in the rain. Mapungubwe, you have really given us an adventure. Cheers to many more. This food didn't even touch sides. I was so hungry I didn't even know it. The last time we really had anything to eat was this morning. We had yogurt and muesli, and then the disaster of the day happened that we only had a couple of chips and some chocolate, and that's about it. Oh, and ice cream. That was about it that we had this morning. And then for the last, I would say 6 or 8 hours, we didn't eat anything. So I was quite starving. I did not realize it, but choof chuff, and then I had all of this done. Well, an early good morning to you folks. That's how I want to start my morning, eh? This is our tire that was giving us problems yesterday.
and I don't know if we didn't pump it that much. I thought last night I was going flat, but this morning the tires still pumped a bit, so I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is pump it to a certain pressure that I know what the pressure is, and then see in about an hour's time or so, or maybe go for a drive, come back and then see if the pressure is still the same or if it's actually lost anything. So let's get it done. Well folks, it seems like the car's tire is holding up, it's holding a bit of pressure, so for now I've made myself a cup of coffee. We're gonna have some breakfast at some stage, and I need to go and shower, so I'll show you the campsite and all of that, and then we might take the bucky for a ride to see how this tire holds up. But anyway, let me enjoy my coffee and I'll show you around. So as I'm waiting for the showers, there's somebody in there at the moment. I'll take you for a quick walk around the site. But basically with Mazhou, it is, the campsites are in a circle around the center point, which is basically your showers and a little greenery section, and you've got all the different sites. So we are number 2. You've got, I think it's number 1 that side, and you can walk around the site. This is sort of like the greenery in the middle. Those 2 buildings over there, that is actually your showers and your kitchen, and that is all. That's, yeah. See, there's guys who come out and clean the dustbins, clean your braai, and then you've got quite a few nice sites around the trees here. And as you can see, it is really quite shady in the camp here. Okay. Another nice site under the trees here. See, another nice one that side under the trees. And as you go along around the circle, a little bit more greenery, and then you've got 2 more sites that side, and then over there, that site there is the one actually next to us. So then that's it. We've done the full circle basically. So let's quickly go and show you what the facilities are like. So as I said, it's just 2 tiny little buildings. There is some basins out here if you want to wash your clothes and things like that. But then if you come through, you've got 2 big green metal doors with shade netting, and in there is actually where your shower is, and in here is where your kitchen is. Let's see if there's anybody in there. So yes, then in this little one is where your wash up area is, a little kitchen. So you've got 2 sets of basins with hot water. They supply you with sunlight liquid and stuff as well, which is quite nice. And on this side you've got your ladies, and this is your showers. Open it up, you've got lady showers that side, you've got your basin, men's shower that side. What I don't like is the holy window. So yesterday when I came and showered, I didn't realize the window was broken, so somebody must have got a show. Close this up. And then this side is just your men's toilet. So only 1 toilet, 1 shower for men and ladies. Each has got their own, but only 1 each. And then you've got a wheelchair friendly one. Alright, now that we've seen that the showers are open, I'm actually gonna go and get my goodies and go and have a shower, and then we'll show you breakfast after that. So yes, cheers. Well folks, after yesterday, we definitely need a reset today. So I've had that lovely shower. I always feel better after a shower, and now it's time to get something in our tummies So we're making the usual bacon and egg, and we bought some paninis yesterday, so we can just toast some paninis and have nice crispy bacon and some scrambled eggs on a panini. As always, it's still beautiful being able to cook in the wild like this. Delicious. Just look how nice and crispy this bacon is getting. Yesterday with all that action, only thing we really had for breakfast was that yogurt and muesli, and then the next time we ate was at 8 o'clock last night. But yes, this bacon and egg, I decided to make fried egg, and I've made the perfect fried egg and bacon panini. When that is going to be delicious. I'll give you a bite. Yes, yellow oozing out. Well, folks, that was an absolute delicious breakfast. I don't know what it is about, eating out here in the wild. Maybe it's the fresh air or something, but everything really just tastes so much better. We've had our breakfast, we've cleaned up around here a little bit, so I'll take you for a quick walkthrough of our setup, and then we're going for a game drive to see how that tire keeps up and to see if we can see anything exciting out there. So let's show you quickly what we've got in the tent here. So for those of you who are part of our channel that's been watching us for a while, you'll know this is our normal tent setup with a gazebo now over the tent to stop the rain, so that helps a lot with the rain coming in through the front. Yeah, we've got our bed set up, and I've now done it like this, where I've got a table this side for our charging of everything, and we've now got our fridge there, a little workstation, and outside then for all our dishes and stuff. But yes, we have been raided by the monkeys a couple of times, so one of the things I've done is I've put a travel strap over the fridge while we're going out, and that seems to keep them out of that. And what else did we do? Oh yes, put you down there. And what else we've done is we've put our food box down like this now. Put that one on top of that, and then we bring the wood and put the wood on top of that. And that seems to help for the monkeys. Yesterday we thought we had everything packed up and locked up, but they got in and just tore the dustbin open, and we walked in, it was rubbish all over, so that just added to that lovely day we had yesterday. But anyway, let's go for that game drive. Anyway, let's go and show you quickly what else we've done. On this trip we've decided to bring our own little toilet for at night, that you don't have to walk all the way to the bathrooms that side in the night and in the dark. So we've got our tent opens up this side, and then in here we just zip this open. We've got our own little porta potty set up. So we got ourselves a cheap little Seaflow porta potty, and we just stick it in this tent. And as I said, it's much easier at night to just come out here, have a pee, than having to walk all the way to the restrooms. If anybody is interested in a review of the Seaflow porta potty, leave some comments. Maybe I'll do a review on that and how it all works. But yes, that's our full setup. Now it's time for us to go on that game drive. Time to lock up the tent as best we can, but it doesn't keep them out. Built a little bit of a barrier here for them, but as we know from experience, it doesn't really stop them. Okay, let's get going. driving around here in Mapungubwe, especially here on Mazhou side, it's much slower going than in the Kruger. And you see so much more. They've got these massive trees that are absolutely beautiful. It looks like a main tree with some baby trees growing around it. Well, they're not babies anymore. I'm sure these trees have been here for hundreds of years. So yes, there is quite a big difference between this and the Kruger. And then we've got some vultures that Bev just pointed out to me on this side.
There's about 15 of them. But they were really different.
Right, let's continue. So driving around here in Mapungubwe, they give you like a photocopied map, and the roads aren't marked very well here in Mazhou side. There isn't sort of like mile markers and things, so we keep ending up in these most beautiful little sections that's very enchanted and everything. We drive along and you see, all of a sudden you start seeing fencing and things, and then we start hearing cowbells and seeing goats, and like, somewhere we've made a wrong turn. We have to try and find a place to turn around. I don't know if it's just us, but I think a few people must be making these mistakes because you're just not sure. But it is beautiful driving these little sections. Like I said, it's very enchanting with all these big trees. You're in like a foresty section. There is a river next to us. Well folks, we're on our last afternoon drive here in Mapungubwe. I'm just reminiscing about the time that we've had here and what Mapungubwe is like. And Mapungubwe is rough around the edges, but it's one of those places that once it creeps into your heart, it's going to be difficult to forget. It really has been an adventure with some complete ups and some complete downs. That first night sitting under the stars, very apprehensive of what this place is going to be like. Sitting with the elephants there the next morning. Just seeing all those beautiful scenery going up to where the VR point and the Confluence is. Absolutely stunning. Then in contrast, the next day was an absolute blowout. Literally. First we had the problem with the back end of the car, and then we had the problem with the flat tire, and then of course we got back and we were raided by the monkeys. Thought we were going to make pup. There was no pup. It was taken by the monkeys. The rain, it just didn't stop. And we woke up this morning and it was a complete different day. Still misty and overcast, but it turned out to be a sunny and beautiful day. And we managed to see quite a bit more of the park, but that we thought we weren't going to be able to see. So it really has been an absolutely stunning adventure. As I said, Mapungubwe, yes, it is rough around the edges. I enjoyed it because it was a bit more rugged and it wasn't as commercial as going to the Kruger and everything else. But it was still an experience and adventure that will definitely be written down in Travel Bags Diaries as one of the most adventurous ones that we've done. From here we're going to go back to camp, start our braai, make our last braai out here in nature, and tomorrow morning we back off home. We don't know where the road's going to take us. Maybe we'll have one more last adventure before we get home, maybe not. But come and join us for this last few moments in this absolutely beautiful, and I've said it today a few times, enchanting place. With getting lost, not knowing where we are, it still had that touch of magic. Bathrooms, yeah, not great. Campsite, I think, was spectacular. Most of the sites were actually beautiful. The one that we chose, a bit sunny in the morning, but hey, it actually worked out very good for us. Anyway, come and join these last few moments and let's see what they still bring before we leave here tomorrow and go on to new adventures. Well folks, we are back from our drive. The tire seems to be still okay, it's held up. And we are back at camp. We drove some hectic roads again around the park here. Didn't see much in terms of game other than the impala and some blauwille bears and zebra. But it is still beautiful driving around here. So we're back at the tent. Let's see if we had a break in again with the monkeys. Think we're good. So no evidence that there was any monkeys in here. Come to find a spot close to camp here to come and see the last sunset over Mapungubwe. And all around us, it is, like they would say in Afrikaans, wemeling with animals. We've got zebra, impala, and somewhere I saw blue wildebeest around here too. Oh, and we've got bush pig. What a beautiful sunset. And just soaking up the last bit of sun rays in the park. And that's why we always say, get out there, go and explore the sunshine for yourself. Because how beautiful is this? Well folks, it's time for our last meal here in Mapungubwe. I made myself a roaster cook with that panini where I fried a Texan steak, and I made a panini with cheese and tomato, and I put some of that Texan steak onto my panini. So we're going to enjoy this for our last night here in Mapungubwe. Delicious. Well, a good morning to you folks from our last morning here at Mazhou. As always, all good things must come to an end. All adventures must end at some time. So we are busy packing up and then we are going to head on home. We don't know where the road is going to take us from here. Well, there we go folks. Our little campsite is all packed up and we are ready to go. We are going to miss this place. It does creep into your heart, but it's finally time to say goodbye.